Back to my college days after being reborn. My roommate Maria handed me an ultrasound report. Susie, I'm pregnant with your boyfriend's baby. This time, I didn't feel heartbroken, didn't cry or lose control. I simply smiled and said, "That's great news. Congratulations to you both." Then I turned around and told my dad to cut off all financial support for William. William, that's my boyfriend. In this life, that cheating scumbag and his side chick can get lost as far as they possibly can. Chapter 1. Maria came back to the dorm and walked straight up to me, handing me an ultrasound report. Susie, I'm pregnant with your boyfriend's baby. I didn't take it. I glanced at the bottom of the report. Intrauterine early pregnancy. Live embryo. 6 weeks and 1 day by ultrasound. This time, I didn't feel sad or shed a single tear. I looked up and smiled. That's great news. Congratulations, Maria. She hadn't expected that kind of response or those words from me. You're not angry? I shook my head. Nope. A simp like that? He's all yours. That triggered Maria. She immediately snapped back. William is not a simp. Just wait and see. I'm keeping this baby, and after we graduate, I'm marrying William. I nodded in agreement. Sounds nice. I wish you a lifetime of happiness together. Humph. After Maria stormed out of the dorm, I called William. It took a while before he picked up. What? He answered, his voice full of irritation. Naturally, I was just as irritated with him, but there were some things that needed to be said. Let's break up. There was a pause on the other end. Susie, are you being dramatic again? I'm serious, I replied calmly. I'm not throwing a tantrum. Let me say it again, we're done. His breathing grew heavier. William was pissed. Fine, break up it is, but this time, when you begged me to get back together, you didn't even give me an iPhone. Don't expect me to pay you any attention. I chuckled and hung up. Then I messaged my dad. Dad, I broke up with William. Stop all the financial support on your end. He replied immediately, almost like he was afraid I'd change my mind. Got it, sweetheart. Chapter 2. In my previous life, I truly loved William. We were in the same department, different classes. We used to see each other during general lectures. Not long after we met, we started dating. I liked his cheerful personality and boy-next-door looks. I was an only child. Both my parents were entrepreneurs, locals. When I found out that William came from a struggling background, borrowing money for tuition, barely scraping by for living expenses, working part-time in the school cafeteria, I decided to have my dad help him out financially. After I explained William's situation and our relationship, my dad agreed right away. Just some pocket change, as long as my daughter's happy. From then on, William stopped working and started spending freely. I never really cared about money. I always bought William name-brand clothes and gave him high-end, trendy gifts. I thought that if I loved someone, I should give him the best. But on this very day in my past life, when I found out Maria was pregnant with William's child, it felt like my world collapsed. I argued, yelled, sobbed uncontrollably. William initially said, "It was a mistake, the kind most guys make. You're the one I really love." Later, I cried so hard I passed out. The dorm supervisor and some classmates rushed me to the campus clinic. That's when William panicked. Susie, let's not break up. I'll make Maria get rid of the baby. I'll cut ties with her completely. On her way to get the abortion that day, Maria was in a car crash. Both she and the baby died. Her family only went after the driver for compensation and didn't hold the school accountable. Once I calmed down, I thought about breaking up, but William kept pestering me with sweet talk, and I fell for it again like the hopeless romantic I was. After graduation, we both worked at my family's company. We kept dating and eventually got engaged. In the 5th year of our marriage, I got pregnant. William had climbed the ladder to become a manager. That day, my parents were driving me to a prenatal checkup, and William drove straight into us. My parents died on the spot. I lay in a pool of blood, pain tearing through my belly. William leaned down close to my ear and growled, "Susie, this is payback for what you did to Maria. You killed her and our child. Now I'm returning the favor, doubled." In that moment of horror and clarity, I realized, all along, the one he truly loved was Maria. And now, Maria was alive again, so was their child. In this lifetime, that scumbag and that bitch, along with their spawn, better get as far away as possible. Chapter 3. That night, Maria returned to the dorm. She shot me a sideways glance before announcing to the other two roommates, Virginia, Luna, I'm moving out. Both of them were surprised. Why? Luna asked. Maria started showing off. I got a boyfriend. His parents bought him an apartment near the campus. One of the bedrooms is free, and he invited me to move in. I've already seen the place. It's huge and beautiful, super spacious for washing up. And they don't cut the power at night. It's so comfortable. Luna looked envious. So nice. Virginia chimed in too. Your boyfriend must be loaded. You should introduce him to us sometime. Sure. I'll have him treat you to a nice dinner. The two girls nodded excitedly. In truth, Maria wasn't particularly close with Virginia or Luna. There might have been some sincerity in their conversations, but not much. As for me, I was even less close to the three of them. My best friend was in the dorm next door. Her name was Rita. Once Maria saw the others busy on their computers, she came over to me and whispered, Susie, at least you had the sense to break up with William. William and I have decided to move off campus. We're going apartment hunting tomorrow. From now on, he'll take care of me every day. He said he'll cook for me and make nourishing soups. Jealous. Susie? I was sitting sideways, facing away from her. When I picked up the water cup on the table and casually tipped it, water splashed onto Maria's clothes. She stumbled back 2 steps. Susie, you. I stood up and looked her in the eye. Oops, my hand slipped. Why would I be jealous of a homewrecker? Virginia and Luna both turned to look. Homewrecker? Virginia asked. Maria panicked instantly. Oh, nothing. Just talking about a modern drama with Susie. Virginia let it go with a simple oh. I took the chance to announce to Virginia and Luna. William and I broke up. They were shocked at first, but their expressions soon relaxed. Good. I always felt William wasn't good enough for you. Exactly. And honestly, I always thought he was kinda creepy. Last semester in a lecture, some girl wore a slightly ripped shirt, and he stared at her the whole time. As soon as Luna said that, Maria shot her a deadly glare. I knew Maria was fuming inside, but she didn't dare say anything. If she publicly admitted her relationship with William now, her homewrecker label would be cemented. I smiled and echoed Luna. Yeah, William's not just creepy, he's a total scumbag. Suddenly, Virginia got curious. Susie, did William ever cheat on you or anything? Maria cut in fast. Virginia, are you done using the hanger you borrowed last week? I need to pack. Oh, yeah, it's on the balcony. Hang on, I'll grab it for you. Virginia got up and left, and just like that, the conversation ended. 2 days later, after class, I had just walked out of the building with Rita when William suddenly appeared in front of me, blocking my path. What is it? I asked coldly. Yes, William replied stiffly, then turned to Rita. Can you give us a moment? I need to talk to Susie. Rita knew we'd broken up, but she wasn't sure if there were still emotional entanglements. She looked at me, waiting for a signal. I thought for a second, then nodded for her to go ahead. Rita understood, but still looked worried. Susie, I'll wait for you at the corner. Okay. Once she was gone, William immediately snapped. Seriously? Just because we broke up, you block my number and delete me on WeChat? What are you gonna do when we run into each other in class? Act like I'm looking at a stray dog. I answered flatly. William was fuming. He couldn't even find the words for a moment. Then he barked out. Your dad's assistant told me they're not sending me money anymore. Said the support is canceled. That you're doing? Yeah. Susie, what the hell is wrong with you? So just because I don't love you anymore, you retaliate like this? He actually had the audacity to order me. Call your dad right now. Tell him to keep supporting me. I'm broke. I need the money. I stared at him, speechless. Then I let out a laugh. What kind of idiotic logic is that? Guess I really spoiled him too much in the last life. I raised my hand and slapped him across the face, then calmly said, You're the one who's sick. Yes. I am getting revenge. We're over. Why would my dad keep giving you money? My family owes you nothing. And how is your financial struggle my problem? William stood there, stunned by the slap, unable to process it. You weren't like this before. You used to do whatever I said. I stayed indifferent. Oh, I must have been brain dead back then. Won't happen again. I really do regret how love-blind I was in my past life. This time around, I'm not against falling in love, but I won't center my life around it. I'll have love, but also myself, my family, my dreams, and my passions. Seeing that I had no intention of backing down, William's face twisted with rage. Susie, what the hell are you acting all high and mighty for? Just 'cause your family's rich? You spoiled little princess, I don't want you anymore. And no one else will either. Maria is gentle and sweet. You? Not even close. I'm glad I chose her. Fine. Don't give me money. I've got other ways to get it. I didn't care about his petty insults. I even nodded at his last line. Great. Go find your money then, and stay away from me, you trash mutt. I turned and walked away. Chapter 4. Maria hadn't been staying in the dorm lately, but her stuff was still there. That day, after class, I returned to the dorm and saw that Maria's desk and bed were empty. One of the roommates mentioned, Maria moved out this afternoon. I nodded, not really caring, but an hour later, I noticed 2 of my bags were missing from my locker, 1 LV, 1 Gucci. Then I looked at my shelf, 2 bottles of Chanel perfume were gone too. Total value, over 50,000 yuan. I called the police. They arrived quickly. After getting my statement, they also questioned the 2 roommates. They were cooperative and even allowed the police to search their belongings. Nothing turned up, so the officers left, saying they'd notify me if there were any updates. Later that evening, one of my roommates got a phone call. A moment later, she said, Susie, it's Maria. She wants to talk to you. I had already blocked Maria, so it made sense she couldn't reach me. I took the phone and held it to my ear. Speak, Susie. It was just a couple of things. Was it really necessary to call the police? Maria sounded all high and mighty. Absolutely. It's nearly 50K worth of stuff, enough to open a case. There was a long pause on the other end. Then Maria's tone shifted instantly. Susie, I'm so sorry. I must have grabbed the wrong bags while packing. I didn't realize they were yours. I'll return them right now. Just please call the police and tell them it was a misunderstanding. Don't let them proceed with the case. Okay? Her voice had turned pleading. I replied, pretty sure it wasn't a misunderstanding. I remember clearly, my bags were locked in the cabinet. The key was hidden inside my makeup case. So how exactly did you grab them by mistake? My roommates overheard and were stunned. Virginia whispered, that's obviously theft. On the phone, Maria stammered, I. Then she suddenly got aggressive. Susie, you better cancel that police report, or I'm going to the station myself right now. I gave a quiet laugh and replied, not happening. Click. I hung up. The next day, Rita went with me to the police station. Maria had spent the night in holding. William had been waiting outside the entire time. The police returned my bags and perfumes. The charges aren't too serious. She'll get 10 days detention and an 800 yuan fine. I nodded. Detain her. Then, William exploded. Susie, what the hell is wrong with you? Maria's pregnant. How can she possibly endure this? Rita fired back. Funny how she didn't think about that while stealing. Maybe she should have committed fewer sins for her baby's sake. William was speechless. He looked like he wanted to hit me. Honestly, I wanted to hit him too, but with cops around, forget it. I turned to the officer. Please proceed according to the law. If there are special provisions for pregnant women, I respect that. But as for dropping the case or reconciling, not a chance. Maria needs to face the consequences of what she did. Chapter 5. Word got out in our class that Maria had stolen from me. Gossip spread fast. Rita and I didn't say anything, nor did we care. A week later, I was alone in the dorm, watching a drama, when Maria suddenly barged in. Susie, you bitch, you made me suffer. I'm going to kill you. I saw her hand lunge toward me and dodged instantly. She missed, and that gave me the perfect opening. I stood up, grabbed a handful of her hair, and slapped her across the face twice, clean and loud. She stumbled back instinctively. I stayed alert, ready in case she tried something else. Maria was still furious, but less unhinged than before. Susie, do you hate me that much for taking William? Is that why you're tormenting me? Before I could answer, she kept going. William and I are in love. I really love him. I want to have his baby. No matter how much you hate me, it won't change the fact that he's mine. He only loves me. I laughed. Maria, if you don't want to get tormented, then stay away from me. Simple as that. I glanced at her belly. What's the matter? You stormed in here swinging. Don't want your baby anymore? Maria panicked, clutching her stomach protectively and stumbling back. You better not touch my baby. Then get out. Chapter 6. William and Maria used to skip class all the time, but lately, they hadn't missed a single lecture. They always sat together. William treated Maria like a delicate princess, drawing envious looks from the classmates around them. At the same time, the two of them started clarifying things with others. The bag Susie lost? It was a mix-up while I was moving. I already apologized, and we settled it at the police station. It was just a misunderstanding. After I broke up with Susie, I realized how pretty Maria was, so I started chasing her. Thankfully, Maria really appreciates me, and we're officially together now. Maria would then act all shy and add, William's family bought a house near campus. I'm living with him now. In the future, she'd giggle coyly. We're gonna get married. Rita heard this nonsense and was about to storm to the back of the lecture hall to expose these two clout-chasing clowns. But I stopped her. My reputation's fine. No need to engage with trash. It only dirties your hands. Rita thought about it and agreed. Our other two roommates looked unsure. They probably suspected most of the truth by now. But since I wasn't making a fuss, they kept quiet too. After finals, I packed up to head home. My parents were on a business trip to Hong Kong, so the family driver waited for me at the school gate, dragging my suitcase toward the exit. I suddenly heard William calling out behind me. He rushed forward and blocked my path. Susie, can you lend me some money? Out of respect for the love we once had, could you transfer me 5,000 yuan? Maria's prenatal checkup is coming up, and we're broke. She can't go home for the holidays either. We only have 300 yuan left between us, and I still want to visit my family. There are train tickets for the sleeper left. So, please lend me some. No, I shut him down on the spot. Get lost. I turned around, adjusted my wool coat, held my Hermes Kelly bag in one hand, pulled my suitcase with the other, and strolled off light and carefree. Holiday time. Going home for the new year. At home, I was super clingy with my parents. Every time I thought about how they died in my past life, guilt would twist in my heart, which only made me love them even more and want to stay close. On New Year's Day, my dad handed me 2 property deeds. My name was on them. The addresses were in luxury residential areas right in the city center. My mom transferred 10 million yuan to my card and said, "Sweetheart, I'm always so busy I don't have time to buy you new clothes or bags. Just buy whatever makes you happy. Thank you, Mom and Dad." My heart was bursting with happiness. On the 8th day of the Lunar New Year, my parents brought me to a gathering with some of their friends. That's where I ran into my childhood friend, Leonardo, someone I hadn't seen in years. Leonardo was 2 years older than me. He went abroad during high school and was now in grad school overseas. Well, little Susie, it's been, what, 5 or 6 years? Look at you now. Leonardo still spoke to me the way he used to, teasing and casual. Like a rascal. I squinted at him. TSK. What happened to you, Leo? You've gotten kinda greasy. Leonardo gave my head a gentle tap. Watch it, you brat. Greasy? Me? I rubbed my head, pretending to scold him. Why are you touching me? Did I give you permission? He chuckled. Do I need permission to pat your head? Of course you do. Ha, then I'll keep touching you anyway. Also, what's with that coat? Ugly. And your hair. Ugh, you're so annoying. We bickered back and forth like old times until his parents called him away. Later, I noticed Leonardo having a serious conversation with one of the elders at the party. I could hear what they were saying. They were discussing internet technology, smart cities, and architecture. Leonardo spoke with confidence and precision. using a lot of technical jargon I didn't even understand. He compared international trends and gave insights on domestic developments too. The elder he was talking to nodded along, clearly impressed. Suddenly, I felt this surge of admiration for Leonardo. He looked so impressive, so radiant, like he was glowing. Over the next few days, I couldn't get that moment out of my head. Little by little, a plan began to take shape in my mind. I wanted to go to grad school too, to gain more knowledge, grow stronger, and one day be able to help with my parents' business. When I told them my decision, they were nothing but supportive. Sweetheart, if it's something you want, go for it. Your mom and I will always have your back. I was filled with joy. Chapter 7. After the new semester started, I began shortlisting grad schools while prepping for English exams. I heard about Maria's academic leave a week later from one of our roommates. Apparently, Maria said she had completed the formalities, but from the selfies she posted on her social media, it looked like she'd gained quite a bit of weight. I didn't care. I stayed focused on my studies and my own plans. That Friday, after class, Rita and I were packing up our books, ready to head to the cafeteria. Suddenly, William showed up beside me. Susie, let's have a meal together. I blinked. Were we even on speaking terms, let alone having meals? Get lost, I replied coldly, not even looking at him. A flat-out rejection, but William didn't give up. It's just a meal, no strings attached. We can chat while we eat. Plus, I forgot my meal card today. Could you spot me? I felt sick to my stomach as I packed the last of my books. I picked one up and smacked him in the face with it. It wasn't a loud hit, and there weren't many students left in the classroom, so no one noticed. William covered his cheek in pain, staring at me wide-eyed. Susie, are you fucking insane? I nodded calmly. Yep, so don't mess with me. Get lost. Rita was quite pleased with my response. She tilted her head at William and added, trash dog. Scram. Go home and have Maria cook for you. Rita had actually told me a couple days ago that she suspected Maria wasn't really on leave to rest. She was probably just hiding out off campus to carry her pregnancy to term in peace. You too. William was so angry he couldn't get a sentence out. Rita and I ignored him and walked off. Saturday afternoon, Rita and I went shopping near campus. Unexpectedly, we ran into Maria, with William by her side. Maria's belly was clearly showing now. She was holding onto William's arm. They were out shopping too. Apparently, it was a busy commercial street. When our eyes met, Maria smiled first and tugged William toward us. What a coincidence, Maria said. Then she gently patted her stomach and said to me, Susie, I'm in the final trimester now. Oh, I replied blandly. Seeing that I showed no reaction, Maria pushed on, still trying to show off. The latest checkup shows the baby's really healthy. All thanks to William. He takes such good care of me, cooks all my meals, doesn't let me lift a finger. He even insists on washing my underwear and socks himself. William's amazing. I really love him. Tell me, how did I get so lucky to end up with such a good man? She gazed up at him all doe-eyed. William was clearly enjoying the performance and played along. Maria, you're amazing too. I love you so much. Don't worry, I'll take care of you and the baby forever. I'll always be by your side. Maria beamed. Their little skit made me want to gag. But Maria wasn't done. She turned back to me and said, Oh right. We've already picked baby names. One for a boy and one for a girl. Susie, let me tell you, give me your opinion, okay? No thanks. I cut her off. We're not that close. Maria actually looked pleased with my rejection. She smirked. What's wrong? Are you mad? Still not over William? Jealous of our relationship? Jealous we're having a baby? I smiled back and replied, Not at all. I'm just curious, have you two bought everything for the delivery? And which hospital are you using? I heard the single rooms need to be booked in advance. Or are you going with the shared ward? Oh, and I turned to Rita, giving her a meaningful glance. I heard postpartum nannies come in different tiers with different prices. Did you guys book one already? Or are you going to a maternity center? Rita joined in smoothly. Those centers need to be booked ahead too. You get to pick the room type and everything. Hey William, since you love Maria so much, How much have you saved up for her to give birth? Their faces had turned pale by now. William opened his mouth but didn't say a word. The embarrassment was written all over him. Rita and I were delighted. If they want to put on a show, fine, we can act too. After all, everyone's got a mouth. I looked Maria right in the eye. If you really want to show off and make me jealous, try showing off a lifestyle built with real money. Not this cheesy love and affection nonsense. That's just tacky. I gave the two of them a disgusted once-over. Susie, you, Maria was fuming. William's face was cold and creepy. I smiled and turned to Rita. Babe, dinner's on me tonight. Let's go have seafood and maybe a drink. Sounds good. And tomorrow we'll hit the mall. I'll buy you a bottle of La Mer. Rita came from a well-off family too. Not as loaded as mine, but definitely upper tier among our classmates. The clothes she wore, the things she used, always top quality. Rita and I walked past Maria without another glance, chatting as we went. Hey Susie, that hot-selling new gadget, isn't that from your mom's company? One of the subsidiaries. And that big new shopping mall in the south of the city, isn't that yours too? Yeah, under one of my dad's industrial branches. Damn, your family's loaded. Unlike mine, my dad's still abroad on a 2-month business trip. And my mom's just home every day experimenting with new soup recipes. And my useless brother? Looks like he's about to open his 12th martial arts studio. That's still pretty awesome. We weren't even talking loudly, but suddenly Maria's voice came screeching from behind us. Susie, who do you think you are? Rita and I looked at each other and just laughed. Didn't even bother to reply. Chapter 8. By April, I still occasionally saw William in our big lecture classes. One day, right before class started, 2 girls from William's class were sitting behind me and chatting. William's been acting weird lately. He actually shows up to class every day, right? He used to skip all the time. It's like he's a different person now. I didn't think much of it, just went on with what I was doing. That day, I was sitting in class with Rita and our 2 roommates. Toward the end of the lecture, one of them kept glancing at her phone. As soon as the bell rang, she jumped up and rushed to the back of the classroom. William, Maria wants you to call her back right now. She says it's urgent. She said it casually, like she was just passing on a message. No emotion. But William suddenly snapped. What the hell are you doing passing messages for her? You her mom or her dad? She tells me to go back, and I'm just supposed to drop everything? What am I, a puppet? Can't I have some dignity? Some freedom? Get lost. Don't stand in front of me. Our roommate was stunned by the outburst. Her eyes welled up with tears, and she ran out of the room. The other roommate quickly packed up their stuff and chased after her. Rita and I exchanged a glance and decided not to get involved. We weren't that close to them anyway. We didn't know what kind of relationship they had with Maria, or what they really thought. But the whole class had started whispering. Didn't Maria take a leave from school? Why is she telling William to go back? Back where? They're still a couple, right? I heard she was living off campus. Are they living together? Is Maria still in town? Then why take a leave of absence? I chuckled silently to myself. No interest in joining the gossip. Near finals week, I was studying in the library when someone tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around. It was William, looking nervous. The library was quiet, so he leaned closer and whispered, Susie, I need to talk to you. I immediately leaned away, uncomfortable. Then I started packing up my things. Perfect timing anyway. I'd been planning to head back to the dorm. William followed me outside. I stopped once we were outside the building. What do you want? Seeing that I hadn't told him to get lost yet, he perked up. Susie, I need to borrow some money. You have to help me this time. I can't get approved for online loans anymore. Neither can Maria, but she still hasn't given birth. And there's so much more to pay for. I'm really struggling. I don't even have 10 yuan in my WeChat wallet. Maria's driving me nuts every day with demands. You're the richest person I know. Susie, just lend me a little, please. No. I shut him down and walked off. A moment later, I heard him shouting behind me. Susie, you heartless bitch. Cold as stone. I gave a faint smile. William, in our past life, you used my family's money, lived in our home, ate our food, and still hated us. You destroyed my entire family. In this life, Why the hell should I give you a cent? Even if I had money to burn, it wouldn't go to you. You're a woman. You're a kid, you take care of them. I can't wait to see how capable you really are. Chapter 9. After finals. I also took the TOEFL. The day I finished the test, I got a message from an unknown number. Susie. I gave birth to a son. William's so happy. Didn't take a genius to figure out it was from Maria. I just laughed. Good for them. Congratulations. At the start of senior year, some classmates were grinding for grad school entrance exams. Others were busy with internships. I was busy too, applying to grad schools overseas. One day, I was leaving the dorm to head to the cafeteria when William suddenly ran up. Susie, I've been waiting for you. I was surprised and disgusted. Did he really just call me that? Susie? He stood in front of me. I had no choice but to stop. What do you want? I asked. I have something to tell you. I stayed silent, signaling with my eyes for him to speak. Susie, let's get back together. He said it with a look of deep affection. You're still the one I love the most. I was just confused before, got obsessed with Maria for a while, but I'm over her now. She drives me crazy. She's useless, totally unrefined, and lazy as hell. Her family's broke too. They barely give her any money. I'm done with her. You're 100 times better than she is. Let's be together again, okay? He reached out to touch me. I immediately stepped back. He froze, hand hanging in the air, then slowly pulled it back. Then came the kicker. I'm 530,000 yuan in debt. Online loans, high-interest ones too. But if you get back together with me and help pay them off, I swear I'll be loyal to you forever. I'll do whatever you say. We can get married right after graduation. I'll move into your family. I'll even take your last name. That did it. I couldn't help it. I laughed out loud. William looked stunned. Why are you laughing? I'm laughing because you're insane. William froze again, then hesitantly asked, You don't want to get back together? Nope, not in this lifetime. Seriously. William, get lost. I'd told him so many times before, clearly. It never sank in. I turned to walk around him, but after just 2 steps, he stepped in front of me again. No, Susie, you haven't dated anyone since we broke up. That means you still love me. He was panicking now, frantic. You're just mad that I was with Maria and had a kid with her, right? But I've told her it's over. I don't want her or the baby. They're out of my life now. You don't need to care anymore. I ignored him. That made him spiral even more. Oh, I get it. We never slept together. That's why you don't feel connected to me yet. Let's go to a hotel right now. Just once, you'll definitely fall for me again. He reached out and tried to grab my arm. I'm really good. You'll be hooked after one time. As soon as he pulled me forward, I lifted my right foot and kicked hard. A scream echoed through the air. Ah, my. William clutched his crotch and doubled over in pain. Just then, I saw Rita and her roommate in the distance. They saw everything. Susie, what's going on? Rita called out. Trash Mutt tried to drag me to a hotel. Fucking hell. William, you're dead. Rita charged at him and started throwing punches. Thinking of everything he'd done, today and in our past life, I joined her. Rita's roommate, more level-headed, glanced around and said, Dorm CCTV definitely caught it. He made the first move. This counts as self-defense. Then she jumped in too. Rita had trained in boxing and MMA with her brother since she was little. She didn't hold back. In the end, William was on his knees, face swollen and bleeding, begging, I'm sorry. Please, stop hitting me. Ladies, ancestors, I'm begging you. When the 3 of us stopped, we took one last look at him, said nothing, and walked away. Chapter 10. In my 2nd year of grad school abroad, my dad sent me a video and a few messages. Sweetheart, that classmate of yours caused a scene outside our headquarters today, but it didn't affect anything. The company's security team handled it swiftly. I opened the video. William now looked like a beggar, filthy, unshaven, wild eyes standing outside my dad's company, yelling, Susie, where are you? Come out and see me. Why did you abandon me? You're the reason I ended up like this. You have to take responsibility. I had zero interest in seeing William again. The video showed security subduing him in just a few quick moves and dragging him away. I closed it. Then I replied to my dad, "Dad, I'll come back and intern at the company after I graduate." "Good. And don't even think about going to your mom's company." I chuckled helplessly. Before graduation, I had a long conversation with one of my college roommates. She told me a few things. After Maria and William split up, she dropped out of school completely. She thought the baby was a burden and smothered it to death, then dumped the body. The next day, Maria was hit by a car and died on the spot. Maybe that was karma. William had become a total drifter, unemployed, broke, addicted to gambling, and eventually stealing. One time, while breaking into a house to rob it, he didn't realize someone was home. A confrontation broke out. He killed 3 people, 1 adult, 2 children. The police caught him quickly. He was sentenced to death. When I heard all this, I just smiled quietly. William, looks like your second life turned out even worse than the first. Chapter 11. The day I got my graduate diploma, I was walking across campus when I got a surprise call from Leonardo. "Little Susie, turn around." Huh? I turned around, and there he was, not far behind me. I was shocked. "What are you doing here?" "Asked my parents to reach out to yours. Got your latest whereabouts, so I came to find you." Leonardo walked toward me with a grin. "Wanted to give you a surprise." It was a surprise, a really good one. I smiled wide. "Then let me treat you to dinner." At the restaurant, we didn't bicker like we used to. We talked naturally about our studies, careers, and long-term goals. Once we were caught up on each other's lives and plans, Leonardo smiled and said, "Susie, once you're done with everything here, come back to China with me." "Sure," I agreed without hesitation. Leonardo added, "We'll be in the same city. We can help each other at work, go out to eat together often." He had already been working at his family's company for quite a while. "Sounds good." I nodded. "And also, can we start dating?" "With the intention of getting married." Leonardo said it with a serious look. At first I was surprised, then I laughed. I followed my heart and nodded. Yes. This childhood friend, this handsome boy I'd grown up with, I had admired him for a long time. And no, he wasn't greasy at all. He was handsome, and he was very manly.